the Pro Wrestling Vault. 35 short stories including Harley Race, Ricky Morton, Tracy Smothers, and Tim Storm. Along with 300 photos from the independent scene, taken from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Get your book today by going to WrestleVille.com or LanceByChance.com. WrestleVille, it's where wrestling lives.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
What about cult classics?
Your move, creep.
If you are, you'll love Shocking Things. Please search for us on all the major podcasting platforms. To see our social media and a direct link to our podcast, please go to anchor.fm/shockingthings.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the PWZ podcast. This is the Professor Rick Del Santo, and joining me, as always, on this glorious Monday morning, Showtime, Marcel Williams. What's happening?
What's going on? What's up, man? We are back for a second round. You know, we did a review for Saturday afternoon. Now we here Monday morning. I know we supposed to do it after the Rumble. I was gonna be real about it. The Rumble was too long. It was
Definitely,
like 2. Yeah. It was like what, 12 o'clock in the morning, almost
12 o'clock. I was not up for staying up that late. I mean, I tell you, because I was hoping.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was going to be like 7 to 11, but it didn't show that it showed that it started at 11, but they didn't mention that was the kickoff show until you really went to go turn the shit on.
Exactly. So it got mega late. I had too many beers. And,
yes.
And it was like, I'm not going to make it. So now we here. We full circle. We going to talk about the Rumble, which has been talked about throughout the weekend as probably, I don't want to spoil it, but I heard it's the worst Rumble ever. Boring. But
that was...
You're going to hear our opinion first.
You're going to hear my opinion. Yeah, you're going to definitely hear my opinion. But I'd like to run down the show and then get to the men's Rumble, and then I'll tell you which parts I liked, which parts I hated, and I was definitely a little bit disappointed in the evening. But I'm going to give it a solid 5, and you'll find out why throughout the entire night, or in the entire episode. First off, before we get into the Royal Rumble, I know we got some news here that I announced in the beginning of the show that last night, Paradise Alley was supposed to run, or yesterday afternoon, Paradise Alley was supposed to run their New Year's Retribution, and because of the huge storm in the Northeast, it was canceled, and now it is rescheduled for this coming Saturday. What you got going on there?
Yeah, man, it's back. February 5th, we are back at the PAPW training facility. There's a few changes to certain matches because the availability of certain performers, but still, it's going to be me and Matias for the PAPW Championship. Then you got Bloodsaw versus Ichiban for the United States Championship. And Steven Garcia versus Greg Baylor. There's a few changes with the other 3 matches that were advertised for Saturday, but more news will come out later this week. And stay tuned. 662 Cole Ave is the address, East Haven. Bell time, 7 p.m. Once again, this Saturday, tickets are $20. First come, first serve. Limited seating capacity.
All right, I'm excited.
So big event once again.
Once again, I'm glad because I was scheduled to work yesterday, but then we got the storm, so the whole thing was canceled. So I'm going to be there because I am. I got that time. However, they didn't do a kickoff match or kickoff show match this time around. It's pretty crazy.
Did you that or watch it?
Yeah. I try to tune in about quarter of just in case there's a match because that's what it's all about. I don't think there's, in my opinion, I was discussing this with somebody yesterday, and I want your opinion. Do you really think that there's a need for the kickoff shows?
Certain aspects, yeah. If you're trying to have certain people on a card and then you can't fit all the matches on the main card, if you got a story-driven match to put on the kickoff, absolutely.
Yeah, I can understand the matches, but those whole panels like that, it's like they do pre and post baseball or football game, like the panels with everybody. Do you think that there's a need for that?
Absolutely. There's always a need for that because that's the reason why, PAPW does the behind the bell to hype up what's to come in the event. You need to advertise. You're trying to get those last buyers to buy this pay-per-view or the premium live event. So
don't say that. You're banned. You're fired.
So anytime you see me talk about that, so I'm just going to pause, look at the camera, and say premium live event. So
yeah,
there's always need for the kickoff show. The kickoff show is good just so they have the, AEW has the buy-in. That's what it's called. Right. That's what it's all for, the buy-in, just to get somebody advertising to see the logistics of the event.
They actually do like full, like decent matches on their buy-in shows too.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
We got opening match, Roman and Seth for the Universal title. Seth came out in his Shield gear, and the crowd went absolutely insane for this.
Yes.
I loved it. I popped as well. I don't know if you were aware. I did a YouTube live watch along last night. It was just my fat ass really drunk watching the Royal Rumble, answering questions and just having conversation. The Guardian of Chaos was in there. Mr. Trivia jumped on there, and a bunch of other people. It was a lot of fun. So I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah. So I popped on camera on YouTube. You can go back and watch that. So. It was quite the hilarious thing there.
Yeah, we had a little retro moment with the with a little cameo with the Mox with the with the Shield theme, and Seth Rollins doing all the Shield gimmicks where he's wearing the gimmicks. I just wish he kind of blonde his hair streak a little bit. I popped it for that, but he did do the roll into the from the rail. From the outside rail into the floor. He did do that, which was I popped for that one. So Seth Rollins is continuing to play the mind games of Roman Reigns, and as we go into this match, he did succeed with the mind games with the results of the finish. It was a questionable finish because the finish has been done for the last 2 weeks on TV, but they did a questionable finish that nobody didn't like. It was a good match, though. I enjoyed the match.
I didn't mind the finish.
I didn't mind it either, but if they didn't do it with Natalya on SmackDown and did it with Damian Priest on Kevin Owens, then okay, I would like it. But you sat here and did it 2 times on 2 different shows and then want to do it on this one, then that's how you surprise people. You can't just do it 2 times 2 weeks in a row and then come and do it on a pay-per-view that people paid for.
So he basically choked him out. And he didn't give up, so he was basically disqualified because he was on the ropes, basically.
Absolutely. Right. And keep Seth Rollins strong, which was a good thing because you could still continue that story that Roman Reigns cannot beat Seth Rollins. And I enjoyed the match. I felt like it was a match of the night, truthfully.
It was very good. We'll get to the match of the night. What's personal opinion, but personal. I liked it though. I liked the finish. Honestly, I have not been watching Raw and SmackDown on the regular basis. I think I'm gonna start. Might not watch them live, but because I'm kind of confused. I don't watch it regularly. And I've said this. I even said this on Twitter today. It's like I don't watch the weekly program on a regular basis. I'll fast forward through some things or I'll read about it. And I just keep up with the pay-per-views because that's like really where it's at. It's a full event. You know what I mean? It's treated like an event. The TV show is just, I don't know, like you said, bullet points. You got to watch for the bullet points, and it's just it's aggravating watching the TV shows. So like you said,
I sat down 3 hours, and it's a chore.
It is a chore. It is a chore.
It's a job.
Might fall asleep 2 or 3 times watching, but it's I think you're right. It keeps Seth strong, and it can continue the storyline. And more comes out a little bit later in this show.
Because they'll meet again. They're not old. They're
No.
still in their prime. So the story is there, and
Yep.
then when Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins, then it's going to mean a lot more because that program could stand still on its own.
Yep.
We got to understand, like, people can, the matches on paper for the Rumble was due to Roman Reigns getting the COVID in December, January of day one. So basically, we was in this roller coaster of everything to get to what we need to get to at the end of this Rumble. So, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns could be saved for another time.
Yep. Up next was the Women's Rumble. I quite enjoyed the Women's Rumble. I like this match. I don't normally say that I enjoy the Women's Rumble as much as I did for this particular evening, and I thought that there was a couple surprises that were pretty decent. Molly Holly is not, at this point, it's not a surprise because she comes back every year pretty much, So, yeah, I liked it. What did you think of it?
The Women's Royal Rumble was a good match. It was a solid match. Sasha, I wish she waited a little bit longer, but she's probably still injured because she's supposed to have been back a little bit more weeks later. But that's what they do. A lot of people, they have them come in first and get their things off and then try to let them get 20 minutes. And the Rumble is not hard to work. You use nothing but punching and kicking and so it's just like she had her 20 minutes. Hopefully she's well and hopefully she gets better. But I'm glad she did make that appearance like she wanted to. But the Rumble was real good. Like you said, Molly Holly, mighty Molly Holly getting knocked out by Nikki Ash, which was funny. And then you had Ivory doing the retro right to censor.
I thought that her coming in as the right to censor Ivory was awesome. I love that.
Yes,
dude.
it was great. You had that. You had the reunion, the Riot Squad. It was a lot of story being told. And as we segue later to the men's Royal Rumble match, it seemed like a lot of work was being done for this women's Royal Rumble match to make it work. And I enjoyed it. Even though you have the simple surprises here and there that comes every year, like you said, Molly Holly and Kelly and all these people, it still was entertaining with Michelle McCool, and then the story between Michelle McCool and Mickie James. I forgot about Mickie James. Mickie James using the hardcore country theme. She coming out with the Impact title. Yep. So they let her give her leeway, and it was a historic moment for Impact Wrestling. I'm just going to give it that right there.
It was. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I wonder how many eyes are now going to be on Impact. I wonder if that's going to change. It's going to maybe make... I think I'm hoping that it makes Impact maybe work a little bit harder, maybe, because they might get those eyes on there. Now, it's funny because Impact has been around, I believe, 20 years just about. They're right?
Yes,
they're
20 years.
There's still people that have no idea what the hell it is. And that's the sad part. Yeah.
No.
Yep.
They don't
Never
even know
heard of
history.
it. Yeah. And it was an amazing group at one point, but I don't know. I haven't watched it lately, so I can't say whether it's good or bad. But
But I do have my pet peeves with the women's Royal Rumble because I kind of feel I get the business terms to have Ronda Rousey come out and win this thing. I get it fully. Not mad about that because I knew that was the result once I found out that she was gonna come in.
Yep, I said the same thing. Yep.
Bianca Belair, I mean, the story's there.
Yeah,
story's there. She was there. What number? Number 8.
I
number 8 or
hang on,
number 3?
I got them right here. Let's see.
I think it was
Bianca
number 8.
Belair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're actually right.
Yeah, she came in at number 8, and she showed that she can run with all of them. And like I said, she still got that unfinished business with Becky Lynch, and we still got one more event before WrestleMania, which is the Elimination Chamber.
And she was the 28th eliminated, so from number 8, she lasted that long. Like she was there all the way to the end. That
got a chance to show some stuff too.
Yep. She was one of my picks, Bianca Belair. Until I found out Ronda Rousey was there. I quickly changed it. I said,
there's a wrap.
Yeah, I said, yep. I said, I read on PW Insider earlier in the day. She was in the building, and that they confirmed that she was going to take part. And I said, well, there's your winner. And that's exactly what happened. So, I'm not mad at it. I just knew, and her coming in at number 30, and I don't know,
My
man, the
wife is mad,
reaction.
though. She's tight.
Who is?
She almost tore the house apart. My wife.
Your wife? She don't like Ronda Rousey?
No, she just didn't like the way she thought Bianca should have won. But I
think
had
so,
to
too.
explain to her
Yeah.
the business aspect of it. She was like,
Yeah.
I still don't understand. I said, listen, when you got a multi-million-dollar company and you need all your eyes during this time for WrestleMania, you're going to have Ronda Rousey win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to forget the next match.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch and Doudrop.
Yeah.
You said
Hey,
that this was...
don't poo-poo on this match. This match was all right. It was all right until the WrestleMania sign caught on fire. Then everybody started taking it.
Okay, so I must have missed this at one point, but don't forget, I had my laptop sitting in front of me. I was going back and forth, so... that's... but they continue to... I heard about it after, and then they continue to have pyro up there, too. Going that direction later on.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about that a little bit later on, but the thing is, like, during the match, during the rest hold that Becky had on Doudrop, that's when all the happenings started happening. When you see the crowd start looking towards the area where this WrestleMania sign was, it was actually on fire, so they had to pull it down and extinguish it out. And we had a little run-in with the WrestleMania sign.
That's hilarious. That's
That
funny.
is. Glad everybody was safe, though. I'm glad. Could have been
all
worse.
right. Yeah, nobody got hurt. I'm glad you like this match. I did not particularly.
I didn't say I liked the match. I said the match was all right.
I see a lot of people on it now.
Maybe if Becky was the baby face coming into this and Doudrop was the heel in this, it would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a heel versus heel, and they worked with what they worked with.
That doesn't necessarily always work unless one of them is kind of like teasing a baby turn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So heel versus heel, it just one of them's got to be on that side that's, at least for the story, like kind of getting the crowd behind them. Because if not, the crowd, if it's two heels, the crowd's going to completely shit on it. Like they don't care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just the business, the business side of it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Babyface versus babyface works every once in the blue moon.
I mean,
probably most of the time because it's fan favorites. But heel versus heel, I think the last heel versus heel, there's been a few, but even one that comes to mind was, Rick Martel versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 92. That was kind of alright, but you still didn't have any like fan favorite for the two.
Yeah, but also, like you talk baby versus baby, back in the day when Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were both baby faces, like, when they were tag team wrestlers, the crowd would just go nuts for the entire time. You know what I mean? So that was the fun part about watching matches like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So anyways, Becky, of course, walked out with the belt. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's predictable.
Yeah. Wasn't unpredictable. And so was the Brock and Bobby next? What was next?
Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
I did not hate this match. I expected it to be just slow and a complete dud. I'm not angry at the ending. I'm not completely angry until obviously we get to the Rumble. And so it's just continuing the storyline. It's not, there's something there. They did one thing so they can do another so that they can do another.
Mm-hmm.
So they planned this whole thing out for months. And I thought that, getting Heyman back with Roman, it's not really a surprise. It wasn't really that much of a surprise. You kind of figured something has to happen, and he turned his back on Brock. And Heyman's been known as a shyster for fucking 30 or something years since he's been in the business. So
exactly.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to happen with this going forward. If they don't deliver, then this whole thing was just then that's when you can sit around and complain about why they did this the way that they did it.
No, absolutely. This match is just like the Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins match. It was put together because certain situations that happened at day one. Truthfully, The ending of what you seen at the end of Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar was the finish that's supposed to happen at day one between Roman Reigns and Brock. So they just continue on what they were supposed to. Now, I am glad that Bobby Lashley got the win because I felt like he had to win this match. I don't care how he won it, or it was or whatever weak finish that had to be done. He had to win this match. His pride was on the line. His history was on the line. All that, he needed this win, and I'm glad he got this win. And the match, to me, I enjoyed it. I felt like it should have been some more, but as we've seen throughout the match, it was building up to the main story of the end of the match. So hopefully they'll revisit this again to have a more better match than they did last night.
We'll find out what happens tomorrow. I mean, or later today, and then
later.
We'll talk, and then and then we'll figure it out and talk about it this coming week, because that's a storyline I'm really actually interested in. The two's history, as far as both being professional wrestlers, amateur wrestlers, MMA fighters. The story's there, man. They could have let those two go shoot on each other and just have a really good stiff match. Like my thing was like, let them go like it's all Japan in 1991. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought they could have let happen, and it could have just been the greatest match of the year. But it's WWE, so there's going to be a little bit of water in the story. So,
yes, there is.
But I still enjoyed the match either way.
Mm-hmm. And Roman Reigns did his job, cost Brock Lesnar the WWE Championship. So now we segue to the road to the biggest event of the year. But before we get there, let's talk about this mixed tag team match.
Holy shit.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you.
Okay, I want to hear it.
I know you're going to let you rant. But I'm going to tell you, and this is what I get pissed off about WWE about. Maurice can wrestle.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep on trying to poo-poo on her and try to make it look like she never had any wrestling history. She have wrestling history. So I don't know why they continuously try to make her look like a coward and make it look like she can't wrestle, like she wasn't the former longest reigning Divas champion ever. I don't get that.
This is WWE. They do that stuff.
Yeah.
They want their fans to forget anything that happened previously. You're not allowed to remember anything about their career. If they want you to forget something, they're just not going to mention it on TV. It could be when they came into the company. It could be a title reign. It could be that. Shelton Benjamin's probably the only one that didn't really win his Money in the Bank match, like winning the Money in the Bank and then didn't win a title. One of the very few, you know what I mean? But it's come a thing where every single guy won the thing. He didn't, So they never even mention him as being the Money in the Bank winner when they talk about that and build that shit up every year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and now I'm getting off subject, but it's when they want you to forget something, they're just not going to mention it.
No, yeah.
And that's what they do. So yeah, this match, oh man, it was better than expected. I will give them that.
Yeah.
It really wanted it to end. I did not want to see it. So.
Yeah, I know. It was better than the John Cena and Nikki Bella mixed tag from WrestleMania 2 years ago.
Okay. I don't remember that one. I must not have watched that.
I'd take that one. I was there live when I seen it. It was not good.
Was that Texas? St. Louis?
Orlando, Florida. They gave Maurice more in this match than that match. That match, it was bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was alright. It's mixed tag team match. You can't expect that much from a mixed tag team.
It's not going to be Flair and Steamboat or anything like that.
Nah.
Nah.
There's been a few good mixed tag team matches in the history of wrestling, but this wasn't one of them.
The men's Royal Rumble match. This is a match I look forward to every single year. Okay?
You're not the only one, Rick. Everybody, this is like an all-star game right here.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to bring up a few points before we really get into it. All right.
Go ahead.
So first off, any of the surprises they had, I kept sitting there like, where the hell is the surprise? It's just everybody that's on the roster. Okay. Mm-hmm. Finally, we get to, let's see here. It's 26. That's the first surprise. It's Bad Bunny. What the hell, man? I was not impressed with this as a surprise. I was not. Were you surprised? Were you impressed? Did you think that this was awesome?
I was surprised, but the thing is,
I wasn't.
I was kind of surprised, but the thing is, he does put the work in when they need him to.
I'm not
I
saying
give
that he
him
doesn't.
respect
Yeah.
for that.
Yes.
The only thing I was pissed off about the Shane McMahon one, I was like, why? I was like, why you didn't put him in earlier?
He came in right after at 20. Nope, he didn't. Never mind. He came in 2 after. I had read earlier in the day that both Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon were in the building, that Shane could just be a producer for the show. But I said, nah, he's entering the Rumble. But Bad Bunny was confirmed as an entrant by, I believe, Mike Johnson or somebody over there. Yeah, man. And one of the other things is, you may agree with me on this a little bit, but it's like, it's supposed to be a match that anyone can win, right? That's what they build it up to. But if you watch it, it really boils down to maybe now there's about 6 guys that are in reality could take this, because it was like watching a battle royal on, say, Main Event on Hulu. Like, they let 82 people go last year, which actually were a lot of them were quality wrestlers. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell I'm sitting here thinking, oh man, I hope Rick Boogs wins, or Madcap Moss, or Baron Corbin wins. You feel me? You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
This match was a complete freaking dud, and they couldn't do any better than this. There was no Finn Balor. No Finn Balor. There was somebody else that's missing. That was.
I forgot about Finn Balor too.
Yeah,
that's the thing, dude. I forgot about him.
There's another bigger star that I can't think of. Finn Balor and somebody else that made no appearance.
Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods. Yeah. Where were those guys? None of them were, as far as we know, injured, right? They're not out. They're on TV every week still.
Before you really vent, I'm going to tell you, I'm kind of mad about AJ Styles. Let me tell you why. Why you didn't put him in the Final Four? The story was there. He
was my pick to win the entire thing.
No, I knew he wasn't going to win, but the thing is, I'd rather him be the Final Four. He's been in there from number 1. You always try to tell that story of who's been in there. You don't have to do it every year, but for AJ Styles, for him to make the debut a few years ago at the Rumble, for him to be number 1, and then, performer that he is, why you just have him in the Final Four and just let him get eliminated in the Final Four? That would annoy me most, because there was no story being told. Everybody got kicked. Everybody got thrown out without no story being told at all. It was just like, okay, well, this person going to eliminate this person going to eliminate this person.
Just
there's
like
there's no WrestleMania setup. No nothing.
Yeah, like a generic battle royal in a way.
Yeah.
And the people were actually surprised that Randy Orton came out, only because he wasn't announced for the match. I mean, he's on the roster, so the chances that he's coming out is probably like 98%.
Yeah, but you would think Finn Balor would be on there too, because he's the main person of the roster. So I understand how they
But instead, they put freaking Rick Boogs and Madcap Moss in here. And what was the other guy's name?
I get the Madcap Moss thing because you had Drew McIntyre come in there to finish up that story from day 1.
Right,
but
correct.
I get some slack for that one. But Rick Boogs, nah.
The guy's a stiff. Yeah. The guy's a stiff. And not for nothing. Hang on, I forgot what I was going to say there.
And you can tell he's really green.
Yes. Yeah. And not for nothing, Omos, I think, eliminated way too early, but he wasn't in there long enough, I don't think.
He's green too, he's
very green. That. Yeah, he's very green.
I understand that.
But they seem like they want to do more with him. You know what I mean? And they're giving him the potential. And I don't completely hate Omos. Like, he's better than Giant Gonzalez ever was. So, number 30 was the winner, Brock Lesnar.
Yes,
was a surprise. Yep. I don't completely hate it. There's a lot of people that hated it. I think that, like I said, in the match with Bobby, in the match with Seth and Roman, this is going somewhere. There's a story that's going to be told over the next 4 months until April, when WrestleMania is. I think it's April 10th this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just the beginning. It's happening. You got to be patient. It's not. You got to see why they did this. I'm not entirely mad at this, and I'm a Brock fan to begin with, so I don't hate it. I wasn't upset with the win. What's your opinion?
I don't disagree either. I mean, the Rumble's always not built to build new stars unless they really had to, like last year with Bianca, or Shawn Michaels in '95, or Sheamus in the 2000 era, and it just it's always been built to look at Austin. Austin won 3, Hogan won 2. Yep. Shawn Michaels won 2. You had Brett and Luger win together, or you seen the rise of John Cena. Or it's just it's always been built to build that main event for WrestleMania. Usually, King of the Rings and a few other events builds up the mid card to the main event, as we've seen with Brock Lesnar winning the King of the Ring to beat The Rock. But the Rumble is always to build the main event for a big marquee player versus another big marquee player. Unless you're gonna have a marquee player that's on a rise real quick, and then you're gonna have that person face the champion, but. I expected it is good for business to get him versus Roman Reigns. That's the only way you'll get it there. I felt bad for Big E because when he came out, there was none whatsoever cheers of caring what title reign that he just recently had. And he got thrown out, and it didn't mean anything. Then we had the Kofi Kingston botch, which is okay. You do it every year.
That one kind of killed. That one kind of killed me. Not killed me, but I was like, oh, here we go, because he always does the play where his feet don't hit. Man, his feet hit real quick.
His feet hit so quick.
And I'm sure, and they did the replay, and I bet you everything was just like, well, that's it. It's unpredictable. Wrestling is unpredictable.
The ref just went to him and said, "Fuck it, your legs hit the."
Nah, sorry, dude. It's too obvious. It's too obvious.
Like,
we can't hide it.
You might as well just scrap it.
They did not have to show the camera angle from that side then, though.
They did.
They showed the replay. Yeah, they showed the replay, and then bam, he did. So they're like, well, sorry, dude, you're out.
Sorry, yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That was 2022 Royal Rumble. They announced an Elimination Chamber is going to be in the afternoon. Was that February 10th, I believe they said? Was that the correct date?
I think so. I look at
yeah.
I know we'll be in. Yeah, we'll be in
Saudi Arabia. Yep.
Saudi Arabia at the new Jeddah Superdome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be on during the day, so maybe we could actually
we could do a review.
Get drunk and then do it early. Because that's what happens. Elimination Chamber 22, February 19th. It's on a Saturday, so
nice. I love pay-per-views on Saturdays.
Me too. I was discussing this last night, and while I was doing my live feed, I and I've said this to other people, it's easy on a Saturday. Sunday nights, it's become the norm in the last, how long has WWE been doing them? Over 20 years, correct?
Yeah,
on Sundays.
30 years.
I don't want to stay up late and then Monday morning have to get to work. You know what I mean? Wake up, staying up late. So them doing it on a Saturday evening works better. They see that AEW, Impact, and other wrestling companies are doing that, and it's working. So that's what I'm doing. I don't mind it. I like it a lot. Except for, I think there's only there's 2 out of like 13 pay-per-view views this year being held by WWE that are going to be held on Saturdays. I think there's only 2 that are going to be held on Sunday.
Oh, is it 2?
Yeah, there's only something like 2 that are going to be held, and I think one of them is WrestleMania because it's a 2-night event. You get a run in.
Nah, I'm glad. It's on Saturday. Makes my day.
Yeah, me too. Do that. Have a couple drinks, stay up late, and then sleep late.
There we go.
Thank you. That one's going to be on a Saturday afternoon. A lot of times it's like WWE would do the Saudi Arabia shows maybe on like a weird ass day, like a Friday in the middle of the day.
Yeah, Friday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely random. So what else do we have here now that we're done with WWE talk for the evening?
Oh man, it's been a lot of news here and there. I heard that WWE's trying to get back Jeff Hardy for the WWE Hall of Fame because they messed up his drug test came out negative.
Well, he asked for the results, and they basically blew him off and haven't responded. And they called him to come in. They want him back, and they asked him to be in the Hall of Fame
and give him a new contract.
Yeah, so they obviously know something is wrong, but he's going out there doing his thing, and when his 90 days are up, he's going to be. I have a feeling he's going to be showing up in AEW with his brother. Maybe
Matt Hardy needs him. I'm just gonna put it out there. Matt Hardy needs him. I do not like the Matt Hardy run in AEW at all.
No,
I hate to be that guy.
No, I don't disagree with you. The beginning was somewhat enjoyable, somewhat funny. When he was doing the 3 different, of the characters, and then there was times where he would flip and do all the characters that he had, whether V1 or whatever the hell. But he's really stale there. It's really just he's not clicking with the fans there.
Nah, he's not.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do. So I think you're right. Matt needs Jeff. Jeff needs Matt. I know they've signed for big time wrestling in Poughkeepsie, maybe, I think.
Somewhere in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. So, and I saw autograph prices, meet and greet prices. They're through the roof, the price.
Of course they are.
Holy shit, that's ridiculous.
Gotta make up for those fees for the wrestlers.
Yeah, I think that, it's funny. It's amazing throughout the pandemic, prices skyrocketed as soon as people started running shows again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so did food, gas. So
I work in a grocery store. I can't tell you how expensive food is right now.
It's so crazy.
Yep. I just filled up my gas tank on the way home tonight. It cost me $40 to fill up my tank.
God bless you. I did for me too.
It's ridiculous.
I hate to be that guy, but when Trump was in office, I'm not a Trump supporter.
But
when he was in the office,
gas
I paid $27 to fill up the tank.
Yes.
I'm just gonna be real about it.
Gas got down to like 2 and change, like 2 1/4 here in Connecticut. We're in the state of Connecticut. We don't normally talk politics here. So
yeah, we don't. I don't want to get no arguments in politics. Nope. I'm just telling you the difference. I'm just telling you the difference. No, he got the gas prices down, so that is the one thing. I'll say that was the one thing that I could give him a thumbs up for, because it was like 2 1/4, and it cost me like $20-something to fill up my tank. I was driving a van at the time too, so that was good. Other than that, see the running. But we got a few more years, people. But
a few more years. We'll see what happens.
Choice to vote.
Yep. I think we got 2 now. Yeah. But make sure you go out there and do that. Yeah. Make sure you go out there and do that, though. It is very important. And then we'll get off the political topic.
Do your education.
Yeah.
Do your all that stuff before you go down there and click that button or use your pencil to.
And it doesn't matter. It does matter who you vote for, but as long as has something to do with what you feel in here, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's going to help you and your family. So no matter whether you're Republican or Democrat, but it's all up to.
We just keep it at that.
Yeah, exactly. Get off this train. Let's talk more. Let's talk more professional wrestling. Maybe I'll edit that part out.
Nah, we keep that in. We just saying, just go out there and vote, do what you need to do.
Yes.
Whatever comforts you. We ain't gonna sit there and say whose side we're taking. So just keep it at that.
So I know this is not wrestling related, but it is TV related. Television legend Howard Hessmann died at 81 years old from WKRP in Cincinnati, and if you remember that TV show in the 90s, Head of the Class?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. TV legend. I thought it's very sad. But
we losing a lot of legends this year. We lost Betty White. We lost Sidney Poitier.
He's one of my favorite actors, Sidney Poitier is one of my favorites.
We lost Bob Saget. We lost I forgot his name. Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson. That was the same day as Bob Saget, I think, right? Or Betty White. One of those.
Like a week after. It was like a week after Bob Saget. But man, we losing all these stars, man. 2022 has had a bad start, man. And I try to have an open mind about this thing because we're getting up in age now, and the 2020s era. So the more those
I'm getting
the
old.
year go up, the more. And please don't remind me. More the year go up, the more we go up. So I kind of have Sidney Poitier, Betty White. They lived their life to the fullest. 90-something years old. We had seen Betty White almost reach 100 a few weeks, only like a week away. But then you have Bob Saget, who was in his 60s, and then you had Louis Anderson, who also was in his 60s. So they still had a lot of life to live. Tomorrow is never granted, so it's always take one day at a time to enjoy life,
And be nice to people, even if they're dicks to you. So, well, for the most part,
Yes, you be a dick back. And then apologize after.
Yeah. Smart crew is never promised. So, I don't know what else.
We all set, my man. We're all set. Close out this show, but we're gonna come back. I don't know when. Maybe Wednesday.
Oh, we're coming back this week. We will come back this week.
We come back. Okay, we come back.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll be back to talk about the Raw. We talk about Raw. We could talk about some NXT 2.0 for the fans that are left out there. I watch it. I struggle to watch it, but I watch it. But this week, AEW Dynamite with MJF and CM Punk first ever meeting in Chi-Town. And we're going to cover all that as a whole and probably some other news that probably pop up anytime soon. So we're going to have Rick close this out for us.
Yeah, I might actually. I'm going to attempt NXT this week. I am. I was told that I need to just because. And if I do, I'm going to jump on. Have that beer on reserve. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have my beer with me. And I'm going to be. I'm going to jump on. If I do, then I'm going to jump on Facebook and YouTube Live to take any questions and conversation. So jump in if you can, if you want to. And we can talk shit. We can say spread the love of NXT, or we can just trash it, depending on how bad it is. But hit us up, PWZ Podcast at gmail.com. You hit us up on the Twitter, PWZ Podcast. Instagram's the same thing. Twitter, also the Rick Del Santo. And we are on Twitch, so hit us up over there, PWZ Podcast. I'm going to be doing a lot more. You're going to be able to watch this on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all the time now. It's coming forward. So,
nice.
Yep. So if that's it, take it easy. Have a good couple of days until you see our beautiful faces again.
Be well, be safe. Good night, people. See y'all on the social media.
PWZ Podcast with Rick Del Santo. For all your wrestling reviews, interviews, and news, Rick covers the United Wrestling Network, the NWA, and the Northeast region of the United States independent scene.
PWZ keeps you in the zone.